And when we continue, what now for church groups fighting to keep parishes open? Over the weekend, the Vatican announced that it had denied an appeal from parishioners to keep open 10 parishes slated for closure. 6 of the 10 are already closed, but another 4 have been kept open by parishioner vigils. The Council of Parishes today held a press conference to say where they stand. Council of Parishes co-chairman Peter Borre says he won't give up the fight.
We don't have a hell of a lot of options, but basically in the legal system, there are 2 different legal systems we could pursue. There's the Vatican legal system, the $10 word for it is canonical law, think of it as church law, and then there's the civil law system in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
And Borre says the parishes in his council are considering both.
For the last 6 months until this news came down the pike, we've been preparing a Plan B. And the Plan B is to shift our effort from the Vatican legal system into the Massachusetts civil system.
Borre says they plan to go after Archbishop Sean O'Malley for failing in his role as trustee by closing viable churches and seizing assets.
He is taking the proceeds, millions of dollars, and he's using these to fund his operating deficit, which this archdiocese has been running since their fiscal year 2000. Now, that is not the way a trustee under civil law is supposed to act.
At a gathering at St. James the Great in Wellesley today, parishioner John Rogers of St. Francis Cabrini of Scituate said he's up for the fight.
I'm here to assure everyone we will be going to the next level of appeal.
St. Francis Cabrini was one of the 10 churches that appealed to the Vatican to reverse Archbishop Sean O'Malley's decision to shut them down. On Saturday, the Vatican confirmed the decision of the Archbishop.
Our archdiocese is the only diocese which considers itself to own the churches which we as parishioners support and at which we worship.
St. James, like St. Jeremiah's of Framingham, plans to appeal again to the Vatican.
We believe that there are egregious errors in the decree that do not comport with the facts of our case or with canon law.
Needless to say, this battle is far from over. And with me now is Peter Borre, co-chair of the Council of Parishes. Welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, how hopeful were you that the Congregation of Clergy at the Vatican was going to rule in your favor? You couldn't have really thought they would.
That is correct. We were not very hopeful. The fact of the matter is that the Congregation of the Clergy is the first of 3 rungs on the ladder in Rome. It's a department of the Vatican government. It's really not a tribunal. One of its influential directors equivalent is Bernard Law.
Yeah, do you think he was involved in this decision?
I would leave it to the Archdiocese to respond to that, but I will note he is a member of the senior power structure, the so-called Board of Directors. And secondly, and I lived in Rome several years, as a matter of courtesy, when a matter involving the home patch, the diocese of a particular cardinal comes up, the other cardinals give quite a bit of deference to that cardinal, provided he's a cardinal in good standing, which Bernard Law is.
But even further appeal to the apostolic signature, anywhere you go in the Vatican, don't you expect to get the same ruling?
Possibly, but just 2 quick points on that. First of all, this first level of the congregation is an administrative department. The next level up is a formal court. Secondly, as long as these appeals are active, the Archbishop of Boston has said he will not act against the vigiling parishes or he will not act to dispose of the property.
Now, the vigiling parishes, as I understand it, the actual parish priests have been moved somewhere else. So
That's
what's
correct.
going on there is that the parishes are open more or less, but it's not, the regular services are not taking place.
That's correct. There are 6 vigiling parishes. If you want to speak with blunter words, they're occupied. Of course, the vigilers think they're their own parishes. 5 of the 6 have been in vigil for 15 months. We're going into our 2nd winter. The 6th started about 7 months ago.
And are you paying all your own expenses, writing the heating bills and all that, or is the Archdiocese still doing that?
It's a mix. In many cases, the Archdiocese will foot the bill. In a couple of the 6 cases that I know of, it's the parishioners themselves who take contributions and pay for the oil, which this winter is not cheap. But let me add one thing. In some of these vigiling parishes, the Archbishop has made available a diocesan priest to celebrate Sunday Mass. This is the case for St. Anselm's and one other, St. Jeremiah. In the other 4 cases, it's kind of ad hoc. One of them got a priest for Christmas Mass. The others do their own liturgical non-Mass services on Sundays.